Okay, so it is 1:31. Let's go ahead and get started. So hello, everyone. I am Stephanie Eisen and want to welcome you to our ServiceNow training. We are very excited that we have reached this point in our journey. So we will be going live with ServiceNow on October 1st. This training is intended to provide you with the knowledge that you will need day one. Hopefully, you've been able to take advantage of the Welcome to ServiceNow introduction course was sent out mid-August. Together, these two training sessions should help you get started and get you what you need so that you can do your job within ServiceNow. The training is set up into two sections. The first half of the training will consist of 3 topics and is for the WATEC end users who need to submit requests or issues or review dashboards. If you are a WATEC end user, you can leave after the first section, but we highly encourage you to stay so that you can learn more about what's going on in the world of WATEC. The second half of the training is for WATEC ITIL agents that will be in ServiceNow on a daily basis, so working to resolve requests and incidents or submitting change requests. So please be patient with us as we move through our training. Our environment is still changing as we go through our final testing processes to prepare for go live October 1st. If you have questions during the training, feel free to put them into chat. If we aren't able to answer your questions during the training session, we will follow up with an email. You'll also be provided the opportunity at the end of each module to ask questions. During the next 2 weeks, we will have a lot of information to share with you, so watch for the weekly ServiceNow newsletter, visit our ServiceNow project page, and Insight. ServiceNow job aids and ITIL process guides will be posted on Insight. So let's go ahead and get started with our first presenter, Donna Edwards.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm going to show everyone our self-service portal. So if you could give me a thumbs up when you can see my screen. Okay, great. All right, this is our self-service portal. This particular portal will be used by all WATEC employees for requesting services or for getting help if you have an incident or a problem that you'd like to submit. So I'm just going to kind of go over and show you some of the navigation here on the portal. So the first thing I want to show you is we got this big search bar right here in front of us. So if you don't know what it is that you want or what you're looking for, you can search for all of our services. And so let's look and see where VPN is located. So we have lots of services that include VPN. So you'll notice all of those services are lined up here, and you can actually go through and pick which one you would like. And we'll walk through that here a little bit in just a little bit when we submit our request. But the search function is very easy to use. So again, you search for anything, you can find what you need. Up here in the right-hand corner, we have the catalog. Here is where you are going to be able to browse our categories of all of our services. So here are all the categories. We have the cloud, we have our communications collaboration, hosting. You'll notice these categories are in a line with our watec.wa.gov site that we where we market all of our services for our customers. So a little bit different for us than our customers is we're going to have some individual things as agencies, as an agency that we would want to request. So one of those things that we have listed here is when you're having problems with your workstation or your cell phone, we always look to the small agency IT services support area to do that. We have all of their services listed under here. You can ask for access to account or to applications, getting new software. You can work with them on supporting any websites that you may be hosting with them, Azure support. So everything to do with your workstations, cell phones, and such, we go to the small agency IT services. Another internal service that we provide, Mark Paul's group provides for us, is all of our applications internal to our agency. So under web applications, we have our applications section that actually goes over Gov Delivery and OSS if you needed access to either or wanted to build a new topic in Gov Delivery. All of the reporting that his team does for our agency. So ATS reporting kind of shows you about building reports using the portal or Power BI, and our WATEC billing information. So if you had questions about, how we get things to billing, those kind of things, you could do that. Then we have our Transact applications, which is all of our applications that are located on Transact. So we have our HR apps, we have our contracts and procurement apps. So any questions, problems, or issues that you may be having with them, you could come here and request support for those. Okay, the next section up here is, I'm gonna go back to the home, is request. So when I click on request, it's going to show me all of my requests, and these are all of my open requests that I have in the system now. It's going to have your request or incident number here. It's going to tell you what state is it in. Is it new? Is it been opened? Is it in progress? Has it been, we'll show you where the closed is. And when was the last time someone updated it? You can also search here for the request that you have in there. And you can also look at any closed requests that you may have in the system. I show you closed complete, when the last time it was updated, but if you wanted to look back, you could certainly do that. So that is request. Go back to the home page. We also have a section down here with my open incidents. So all incidents that you have submitted would be here. You can click on that. You'll be able to see the incident that you have, that you've actually, it's been created. You would see all of the technician's work here too, if he was working on it. And so there's one way of looking up your incident. Okay. So to submit an incident, say you are having a problems with something, you can say get help. Here it's going to ask you what the urgency of that particular problem that you're having is. Is it high, meaning it is work stoppage? I can't go forward. I can't do anything. That would be a high. A medium would be, I have a workaround. It's not too important. Get to it when you can. And low means, hey, give me a call when you have a moment and you can help me out. So we submit, just say, having issues with my laptop, whatever the issues may be. You can also, this went away. Down below here comes up a knowledge base. All of this knowledge base information is out of the box. We are not implementing knowledge management at this time. It is on the roadmap to do later. So none of this will be showing up in production when we get there. Okay, you can attach any documents, say screen prints, those types of things to your incident. That would help the technician actually get you to resolution, and you would hit submit. Your incident has now been requested. Here you can actually type in a message to the technician that actually has the incident on the back end. You can attach documents here. You can also go over and drag and drop any documents, screen prints, or anything that may help the technician actually get your issue resolved more quickly. Okay, so then that would be if I'm having a problem, would like to report that I'm having an incident somewhere. But if I wanted to request something, I would go over here. And here's where you get back to the categories. So what I'm going to do, or at least show you how to ask for a team site to be created. So our team site creation is under the enterprise shared tenant. I would go to team site creation. A form comes up. Everything within ServiceNow is first name, last name. I know we're really used to last name, first name, so I just want to make sure that people are aware that anytime you're putting your name in here or searching for people's names, it's always first name, last name. So my new team name is going to be new team. The purpose that I have is I've created a new team of people. The owner will be me. Again, first name, last name. Whoops. I have to spell my last name right. Okay, is it public or private? We're going to make this private. It's going to be internal to WATEC only. What is the classification of data that we'll have on this site? We'll have class 2. Again, the users will be WATEC users only. This is not a project. And no, I do not have a modern online SharePoint site. So at that point, I've given the team all of the information they need to create my new team site. So I can hit submit. And here we have additional instructions. So maybe there's not really a due date on here. Maybe I need this by Friday. So there's additional information that you can put there. Then submit. The request has now been created. You have a request number here. And anything that is green, you can click on. It will take you to the next step. So here you will see my request has been created. And same as with your incidents, you can actually have a conversation with the technician that has this ticket. You can put attachments in here. Same with you can drag and drop any attachments here. And then additional details. This is all of the information that you have actually submitted in for the request. It's also showing you up here when it was created, when was the last time it was updated, and what state is it in. Okay, that really is the self-service portal for all of WATEC. Again, the customers will not be doing this. Diana will show you what the customers facing portal looks like. It is a little different, but this will be for our internal WATEC employees. We really want everyone to be using the portal and not sending emails to the support center. So that's really all I have about navigating the self-service portal. Does anyone have any questions?
There's a question in chat. Is the definition of high, medium, and low in the application so when creating we can classify correctly?
So for an incident, we do have the high, medium, low. Titus will bring that up when we're talking about incidents for the definitions. It's in our incident management process guide.
I was just wondering, is there a way, Donna, to actually have it so, like, as you were filling that in, when I'm choosing, I know how to classify it. Or I guess it's urgency. Yeah, it's the urgency piece of it.
So here we have a little thing that says measure of the business criticality based on the impact and on the business needs of the customer. Together with impact, it is the major means of assigning priority for dealing with incidents. So I just go back to is this a work stoppage? To me, that would be a high, or am I doing the workaround? So the definitions for the incidents, we do have defined. They are in the incident process guide, and Titus will show all of that to you when he gets to incidents.
Okay, thank you.
That helps. Yep. Okay, so Reed is saying, I am on the ServiceNow page. Where are you? So Reed, again, if you are an ITIL agent within the tool, and we'll get further into that, but to get to the self-service portal, it is SP after the URL. And we'll have a link to this actually on our Insight for everyone to use. So just like we have our link to ESP.
Okay, I found where you were, but thank you.
Okay.
This is Katie. So is this live now? Or are we still sending tickets to the?
So our go live date is October 1. We're actually going to start the cutover on September 30th at 7:30 in the evening. So come Monday on October 3rd, when you come back to work, you'll actually be in the system.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Stefan, I'll read yours off. In the Teams creation form, requesters are prompted if they have a modern site. Believe that this question is too vague in that this question should be regarding whether or not to associate this new team with this existing modern site. So just to give you a little bit of background about where that came from, that is actually in ESP today. All we did was recreate it in ServiceNow. If there's enhancements that need to be made to that, we can certainly do that. That team creation site or team creation request is only for internal WATEC only. That is not an agency request, if an outside agency request, if that makes sense.
And I think we have time for one more question.
Okay. if it gets sent to the, if it gets sent to the wrong group, will it get forwarded or returned? Yes, so if you select the wrong service, so we have ServiceNow programmed so that if you select a service and you request that service, it will go to that team that supports that service. So there will be no internal support center routing tickets and doing things like that. If a team actually gets a ticket that doesn't belong to them, yes, we would be asking them that they actually give that to the correct technical team to take care of. Okay, all right. I think that's it for me. Next is Diana, and she will do the customer facing portal.
All right, thanks, Donna. Okay, I'm going to start sharing. Please give me a thumbs up when you can see my page. All right, so this is kind of cool, guys. I'm a little bit excited about this. Actually, I'm a lot excited about this because this is going to be where our customers can come in and not only put in tickets for when they request something or if they have an issue, even if they just have a general inquiry, they don't even know if WATEC is the place they need to come, but they can sure come here and ask the question right off the bat. And then not only can they do all of that, but then they can follow those tickets, those requests, and those questions all the way through the system without having to call a tech or call the support center to get a status. So that's pretty cool. It's transparency, and it just allows them to self-help for a lot of the things that they can't do today. So it's really great. And all of our customers that are customers currently should be into the system beginning on October 1 or October 3rd when we go live. And up here in the right-hand corner, you see my name is up there because it's single sign-on. So if they have M365, if they're licensed to get in, then they will be able to. If they do not, and you're talking to a customer and you're out there showing them the new stuff and they don't have an account, that's a simple email to the support center or call, support@watec.wa.gov, or give them a call, and Titus's group will be more than happy to get them a guest account and get them all set up so they can get in there. And so a lot of the things that Donna showed you are true on the support or the customer service portal as well. So you can they can come up once they have tickets in the system, they can come up and they can see their cases, and their requests are all listed out for them. And if they're in here, then they can follow them through and actually talk with the technicians that are handling the case and see all of the things that have happened with it, and also see what the state is, if it's still new, what's going on, and can converse back and forth with the technician. Again, they can add attachments, and if there's any related actions or records, it will also show here. And they just traverse through these, going back to home, it'll take them right back to the home page. So that's with the, all of the things that Donna showed you in the menu items are pretty much true here in the customer service portal as well. The search is really a great way for them. If they don't know what they need or they're not sure what to ask, they can just type a word in here and the search works the same as it does in the service portal. To submit a general inquiry, they just click on a button and it's a couple of questions. It's who are you? And again, first name, last name. I've been picking on Terry all week. Account, this will be the agency table. It's not populated right now. We just have a test account in there, but it would be Department of Agriculture or BTA or CTS. Those would what you would likely see there later. And then just a short description of what they need. I need help. Or how about, this is a general inquiry. I have a new Office to set up. What do I need? Question mark. And hit submit. And that's as easy it is. And the support center will get this right away and see who it's from, see what's going on. In the meantime, if Terry says, oh, I forgot, and she needs to send an attachment or add more information, she can certainly do that here. She gets the ticket number, which is up here, and these are called cases. So you'll see that terminology throughout ServiceNow. They have cases, issues, and informational changes. So just know that you'll see a little bit new terminology with ServiceNow. Okay, so that's just asking a question, and hopefully, the technician gets back to answers the question and takes it from there. To submit an issue, this is if I already have service, but hey, something's broken. Yesterday it was working and today it's not. They can go in and this same simple thing, first name, last name, account will be the agency, the impact, same as on what Donna showed you. We'll put hi and say that VPN is not working and submit. And you see the same thing, but because it's an issue, you'll see that the name has changed, the ticket number has changed to an ISS number. And all of the other functionality is exactly the same. And back to home. And then they can come in and an informational change request is at the agency telling us that they have a system in their department that they are making a change to, and they would like WATEC not to do any updates or anything to our services that could impact that change. And so if they come in, they can, same thing, fill it out very quickly. And please do not make changes to, so let's say is HRMS not there, Azure. So don't make many changes to Azure for when, tomorrow, and okay, and we'll end it Saturday and updating HRMS and submit. We now know that WATEC has now been told that there's this change going on in this agency. Please don't make any of those changes that they requested, and all's good. And then the request something, that's the same as Donna just went through. I did want to show you that down at the bottom, because this is external facing, we don't have the ATS groups web services down here like there was on the service portal. For WATEC internal customers, you would be using the service portal, but for our other supported small agencies, that small agency IT support handles, they would come down here to the small agency support, and this is where they would get, I need help with my laptop, any of the things that we support under small agency IT support. Otherwise, any other agencies would come up and pick the services available that they have today. They just pick which ones they would want here and a simple form. And if there was a flow already in ESP, as Donna said before, it's already here. And Titus and Mark will be going over those a little bit more with you. So that's kind of the navigation and the things that the customers are going to get to do. And with that, I'll open it up for questions. And are there any?
There's a couple in here that I want to try to address. So the first one is asking about requesters from the public. So for this particular rollout, we don't have public people actually doing business with us today that I knew of. So it kind of really depends. At this given point in time, public people don't really have accounts to get in here. If the people doing business with us, like cities, counties, tribes, need accounts, we'll be able to do that. We can, like Diana had requested or said at the beginning, we could have those accounts built as B2B guest accounts within our Azure application. So that's something, Kathy, that we could talk about going forward. And let's see. Another question is, if we need to submit a service request on behalf of a customer, would we create it in the self-service portal or customer portal? You can actually create it within the self-service portal. We have most of the services are listed internal on our self-service portal, and you do have the option of selecting an agency or internal WATEC at this time. And Bill made a comment, I would hesitate opening ServiceNow customer service portal to the public without a lot of discussion. So again, we don't have ESP open to the public today. We don't really have, it's really just open to the state agencies at this time. So yes, we would have to have a lot of discussion around actually having the public come in. So anyone else have any questions for Diana?
All right, then I think we're on to Stephanie.
Okay, well, thank you. I am going to borrow the screen. Okay, thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right, perfect. So I will be covering navigation and dashboard. So this screen or this piece of the application will be used by technicians who work incidents, changes, requests. So when you first open this page, it'll take you to your ITIL homepage. So this shows your basic users by location, items by escalation. Then if you come down here, you'll see my groups work and then the ITIL summary counts. We go up here to the top ribbon. First, you'll see your name, your user profile. So when I access my profile, it shows all the information from me from my name, title, email, date format, and then time zone. So you can update that to reflect the format that you would like. Now there are two different types of searches. If you go up here to the right in that magnifying glass, this one is a global search. So it will search the entire application. So let's put in incident. Everything in the application that references incidents, from documentation down to specific incidents that people have submitted, will display in the global. If you have questions, you can come over here and select user guide and search documentation, and that will direct you to ServiceNow documentation. Now we will have WATEC specific user guides and job aids available. Will not be in the application, but we will have them available for you to reference. Now this feature with a gear, this is where you can customize your pages and your application. So for general, this is for the user interface. So shortcuts, home pages, dates and times, time zones. If you want to get really creative, you can come down to theme, where you can change all the colors, your background colors. If you want your list to wrap around, you can select lists and wrap longer text in list columns. Your forms, you can view them in tabbed or also relating your list loading, so how you would like those to load. And notification. So if you go through here, it'll show you the different notification types and then how you would like to, you can select how you would like to receive them. Now I skipped, well, didn't skip, but I'm circling back around to accessibility because I want this to remain in your mind as the, one of the most important. They always circle around to the last thing that somebody said. So looking at system settings for accessibility, you have your general theme. I went over that. Accessibility. So here, data visualization patterns. You can change it to enable screen readers, accessibility enabled, and then also down here, you can make modifications to date and time format and previous records. So as I said before, there are two different types of searches. Up in the right hand is global. If you go over to the left hand navigation and type a word in, this will take you to navigation. So this is related specifically to the different types of components. So for example, dashboards, which I've typed in, will display all the different dashboard options. If you wanted to select, say, incident, this will give you all the options for incidents. So again, this is related specifically for navigation. We go over here to the file box. This opens up and shows you all the different applications that you have access to. Your star is your favorites. So for me, I have home and then the self-service homepage selected. If you would like to add another favorite, you can hover over the application and select the star. That will then display in your favorites. Say I don't want self-service anymore as one of my favorites. You can remove them as well. When you go over here to the clock, this shows all of your history. So when you last viewed it, all the items that you viewed, that way, if for some reason you want to go back to it, it'll return you back to the last time you accessed that page. So next, I will be showing you dashboards. So I am going to type in dashboard into the navigation. And in theory, I can spell correctly, so dashboard comes up. So here it defaults to recent dashboards, so ones that you have viewed lately. The owned by me, these are dashboards that I have created. So I own them. I am able to make edits and updates and add new information. The shared with me, these are dashboards that I have not created, but others have shared. So for example, when we look at the asset contract overview, I have editing rights. If you look at the change overview, I only have viewing rights. And when you select all, it'll show all of them. So let's go to ITIL dashboard. Now, this is what you'll be primarily working in. This shows all of your tasks. So critical, unassigned, tasks related to assigned to you, incidents, your group's work, and then also your work. So you should be able to work off of this dashboard. If you want to get creative, you can create a new dashboard. So you name it Stephanie's second dashboard. As you can see, I'm the owner, and I'm not going to restrict any roles. So from here, I can add different options. And for me, adding a gadget, I kind of like sticky notes because I like to make notes in my dashboard. If you choose to share it with somebody, you can add a group or user. Sharon's not here, so I will add her. And this will send a notification to her and she'll have access to viewing my dashboard. If you want to change the layout, you can select the configuration icon. And then from here, you'll be able to change the different widgets that are added to your page. So that is the overview of navigation and dashboards. And that concludes our first portion of the training. So for end users, you do have the option to leave the training. However, let me say this, we highly recommend that you continue for the second piece, which includes ITIL agents who work in incidents, changes, and requests. So with that, I'm going to give Donna a moment so that she can change recordings.